So this one is about former Senator Al D'Amato and an incident that took place in Florida on a JetBlue plane.
Former U.S. Senator Al D'Amato was kicked off of a JetBlue flight after an outburst that was caught on camera.
It happened at Fort Lauderdale Airport. Our Doug Geed has the story.
They're throwing me off the plane because I complained about what they were doing.
This is cell phone video of former U.S. Senator Al D'Amato being escorted by sheriff's deputies off a JetBlue plane in Fort Lauderdale. But D'Amato didn't go quietly.
We can still speak in this country.
According to other passengers, the pilot announced because of a weight distribution issue, some passengers would have to move from the front of the plane to the back. Only one moved. That's when the 79-year-old D'Amato, who was sitting in row 31, walked to the front and started urging passengers to move. We spoke by phone to one passenger who defended D'Amato.
I personally think that what he did was more right, but I just personally think that should have been something that the crew should have taken care of.
But according to...
Yes, I think that I agree with that. In fact, I know that I agree with that. And the reason why is because nobody wanted to move. Well, it's again the pussification of America. Nobody wants to move, but by moving, it's for the good of everybody. This way, the plane can fly safely, and everybody will get where they're going safely. It just makes sense for them to move. Now, then again, if we didn't have such fat asses on the damn plane in the front of it, that would have helped too. But, you know, we can only work on one thing at a time. But there's no reason why people have to be so self-centered and me, and fuck you, this is my seat. You know, if they ask you, would you mind just moving to the back because we're having weight distribution issues, then they could have stood up. And it is the crew's responsibility. Because they basically said, we'll turn this plane right around, even though they never took off, They could pull the same shit that your parents did when you were kids and acting up in the back seat and shit like that. They could have said, if nobody's moving, we ain't going anywhere, and we're just going to sit here like idiots, and start sort of like trash-talking, bad-mouthing the people, stuff like that. But instead, Al D'Amato stands up, and being, a right-minded person as such, he asks kindly that people do get up and move. And, of course, nobody wanted to do that either. So he got a little bit pissed off because that's what D'Amato does.
The witnesses, the crew didn't approve of what D'Amato did and asked him to leave. A passenger told us D'Amato refused, and that's when sheriff's deputies were called in.
I make an appeal to all you people. You want to know what? Now stand up for what's right and walk out with me.
Senator Pothole, that was Al D'Amato's nickname in politics. Even in the United States Senate, he had a reputation of helping constituents with what some might consider minor issues. But he also had another reputation, one he still has today, of being very feisty.
D'Amato's office released a statement reading in part, anyone who knows Senator D'Amato knows he speaks his mind. JetBlue has apologized to the senator for overreacting, and the senator apologized for speaking his mind at a time when he clearly had left his patients at the gate. Doug Heed, News 12 Long Island.
In a statement, JetBlue said if a customer is causing a conflict on the aircraft, it is standard procedure to ask that customer to deplane.
To deplane? Like, deplane, boss, deplane! But no, instead, they took a fucking former senator and asked him to leave the plane. And I love what he said. He said, stand up for what's right and walk out with me. Because he fucking speaks his mind. That's right. Now, what I'd like to see is what Mr. Trump is going to do. Because I like that sort of fuck you attitude that D'Amato had there. And although anybody who did actually follow him and walked out probably just gave up their plane ticket and lost that money, that really is something that people should have done. And I bet nobody did. which is really a shame. Because in the interest of doing what's right, you know, people don't want to lose their money for walking off the plane like that to stand up for what's right. Again, it's the pussification of America. Nobody wants to move. Nobody wants to do anything. Fuck you. That's the whole shit right there. And I think it's terrible. I think D'Amato was right in what he said, and that people should have gotten up and walked out. And like I said, I'd like to see what Mr. Trump has to do about this, because he's going to have a no bullshit attitude based on what we've seen on the news towards things like that in this country. So we'll see what the future brings, but I like when there's feisty old people like that. Really kind of brings a smile to my face, because they know what the fuck is right. They know what the hell's going on. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.